Hi and welcome to Best in Tesla. So Tesla has made a whole new golden standard when it comes to EVs with their new Model S PLAID Plus. But even though Tesla has made their Model S many times better than it was almost a decade ago when it first came out, the price is pretty much still the same. And that makes it even more a value for money today, making it probably the best car you can buy on the planet right now. No other car gives you all that for that price, making the value of this car astonishing. So let's take a look at this value and compare it a bit to the competition, and let's dive right in. Back in 2012, you could get the Model S for $77,400, and that was for the base Model S with the 85 kilowatt-hour battery, which was the largest battery option available at that time. The car was rear-wheel drive and had an EPA-rated range of 265 miles and a 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds. Now let's take a look at the current base Model S that you can buy today for $79,990. It is an all-wheel drive, has an EPA-rated range of 412 miles. That is 155% more range than its 2012 predecessor, and have a 0 to 60 time in just 3.1 seconds, 2.5 seconds quicker than the 2012 model, which is a huge difference in the world of automobiles acceleration. And it's just crazy to think that the 3.1 seconds 0 to 60 time is now considered the slow version of the Model S. And to put it into perspective how remarkably quick this is quicker acceleration than most Lamborghinis or other ICE supercars. And even though the car is not much more expensive, the car has of course improved a great deal over the last 9 years. Much better ventilated seats in the front than the original Model S that has some of the worst seats in the world, according to Elon Musk himself. It now has a HEPA air filtration system, multi-screens in-car game system on par with today's newest video gaming consoles, 22 speaker audio system with active noise cancellation, better hardware and much better software. The $80,000 Model S of today is way better than the $80,000 Model S of 2012. And it's of course a very personal thing, but I really prefer the look inside the Tesla compared to something like the Audi E-tron GT RS with all its buttons and dials and manual vents and so on, and no big screen for entertainment. That car is not built for the future of transportation, where the car will drive itself like Teslas are. And your Tesla Model S will be able to, at some point, drive itself. The Audi e-tron GT RS will never do so. You will have to buy a whole new car at that point if you want an Audi that can drive itself. And the arriving of full autonomy will completely redefine how we view transportation and how we value vehicles. And Tesla's Model S will be a part of this future. The Audi e-tron and pretty much everyone else will not. And the Tesla will get better and better over time with their free over-the-air updates. And to me, and keep in mind I love technology, this just makes all the difference. As I've said many times before, I will never buy a car that will not get an over-the-air update that is making my car better over time. It feels to me like I would buy a phone that would never get a software update or couldn't get a new app or something like that. It just feels so old school. And Tesla has been doing this for years. And the awesomeness of this cannot be overstated. Each Tesla literally gets dozens of new features for free beamed to them over the air. This experience of Tesla ownership is a unique and probably one of the reasons why Tesla 4 years in a row is being the #1 car in the customer's satisfaction, and is unlike anything else that has ever existed in the automobile industry so far. So you won't just get the quickest production car in the world, but you will also get a software experience like no one else. Just look at the brand new Audis and BMW and so on that is coming out today. They still have the navigation system that looks like something straight out of the 90s. And I'm sorry, but they truly suck at software, and it shows. And this will be something that people will look for in the new smart cars. Great software. Like this guy commenting on one of my videos told me, he had been driving Audis for 9 years, but because of their terrible software, his next car will be a Tesla. Ouch. And the crazy thing is, when we are looking at the competition that is here or coming out in this year, they still have a hard time keeping up with even Tesla's 8-year-old Tesla Model S. The good old 2013 Model S P85 Plus. That was still only a rear-wheel drive, had a range of 265 kilometers EPA and had a 0 to 60 time of 4.2 seconds and did cost $128,420. Even the new E-tron GGS that cost about $10,000 more today and that just beat the 0 to 60 time but does not have more range than the 8-year-old Model S. Audi in the US cites at 232 miles of range of their RS model, though they are not official EPA range estimates, but still much lower than the 8-year-old Model S. Yes, they are still trying to catch up with the old Model S. And then Tesla just came in with their new refreshed Model S and blew everyone out of the water, because the standard non-performance Model S starts at only $80,000, and for that you will get a 0 to 60 in just 3.1 seconds and 412 miles of range. And if you add a $10,000 to bring it up to $90,000, you will also have a car that in a couple of years will also be able to drive itself. The price and specs of this car is just unmatched, and this is the non-performance. If we look at the performance one, the PLAID versions, the Tesla Model S PLAID start at about $10,000 cheaper than the Audi e-tron GT RS, but simply destroys the specs of the Audi. For the $120,000, you will get the range of 390 miles, a 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds, and a top speed of deadly 200 miles an hour. Insane specs and an insane price. But Tesla took it even further. The Tesla Model S PLAID Plus, that has about the same price tag as the Audi e-tron GTS at just short of $140,000, will do over 520 miles, a 0 to 60 in less than 1.99 seconds, still with a deadly top speed of 200 miles an hour. But this car has over twice the range of an Audi or a Porsche Taycan or pretty much any other performance electric car out there, but still managed to be the fastest production car in the world, even though it also has the longest range of any EV in the world. And that is for only $10,000 more than the old Model S P85 Plus from 2013. Tesla's performance of every matrix has just gone up and up and up, but they have not made the price go up and up and up. Quite the opposite. And it must have been a little hard for Audi to watch Tesla bring these 3 new refreshed beasts of a Model S to life and then have to reveal their less performing Audi on pretty much every matrix only a month later that cost pretty much the same, and stand there and talk about it being the best car Audi has ever made, and then be so submissive to the Tesla Model S. And Mercedes is about to do the same thing with their EQS. We don't have any official specs and price yet, but it is supposedly going to be priced similar to the E-tron, starting at about $100,000 and have a range of about 300 miles and a 0 to 60 in less than 4.5 seconds. I'm really hoping that Mercedes can pull some kind of rabbit out of the hat, because we also have Lucid coming out with their car that is a direct competitor with Mercedes in the luxury segment. Lucid have still only made a prototype, so they still have a long way to go to even get anything into real life, but they do have a chance, and their electric car should also be outperforming the Mercedes EQS on every spec, and maybe even be on par with Mercedes luxury interior. So I hope Mercedes can come out with something more than what we expect, because what we expect will just feel really empty compared to what we will be able to get with the Tesla Model S Plaid Plus. So yeah, Tesla's Model S has only gotten better and better over the years and took a really big leap with the new Plaid versions, but the price is still kept down, and in my opinion makes the Tesla Model S and the Plaid Plus some of the world's best car when it comes to value for money. So even though we are still waiting for the Roadster, I still think Tesla Model S Plaid Plus has already given the hardcore smackdown to the ICE car. Yeah, they got the Tesla, but also left every EV in the dust even before they really caught up with the old Model S from almost a decade ago. Yes, we have a new golden standard inside the world of EVs. And going to be exciting to see if anyone can come close to these specs and price of the Model S Plaid Plus within the next decade. Good luck. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.